Okay, friends, let's go ahead and begin with reciting the Namo Tassa and the three refuges for those who like to join. Namo Tassa
Bhagavato
Ato Samma
Amma
Sambuddhassa.
Sambuddhasa
Namo Tassa
Bhagavato
Bhagavato Arahato Samma
Amma
Tassa.
Sambuddhasa
Namo Tassa
Bhagavato
Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa.
Sambuddhasa
Buddhang Saranang
Sharanam Gacchami
Gacchami Dhammang
Saranang gacchami,
Sanghang
saranang
Gacchami Dutiyampi Buddhang Saranang Gacchami Dutiyampi Dhammang Saranang Gacchami Dutiyampi
Yampi
Sanghang
sangang
Saranang
saranang
Gacchami
gacchami,
Tatiyampi
Yampi buddhang
Saranang
saranang
Gacchami
gacchami,
Tatiyampi
Tatiyampi
Dhammang
dhammang
Saranang
saranang
Gacchami
gacchami,
Tatiyampi
Yampi sangang
Sanghang Saranang
saranang
Gacchami.
gacchami.
Just a moment here. Oops. So welcome, friends, to this Christmas night, Wednesday night Zoom program. So as I mentioned in the mailing I sent out this week, a couple of days ago, we're going to pause our review of the Mahasatipatthana Sutta. And I wanted to, seeing as how it is Christmas Day, and I wanted to speak a little bit about some aspects of similarities between perhaps the Dhamma and Christianity. Now, basically all the world religions have arisen in different places and at different times by various saints and so on, according to their cultures, and they've had some experience of what they felt was the truth or the meaning of life to them, and so they taught accordingly to the people of that area that they were living in. And so, in India, the Hindu sages, they, taught their Dhamma and practice of yoga based on their understanding, their experiences of, their version of enlightenment or liberation from samsara. And Jesus Christ was born, quite a bit later, of course, almost 500 years later, in that area of the Middle East, where the living situation was much more different. And so he also taught a Dhamma that he felt was to help the people liberate themselves from their negative actions and to give them some hope or promise of, some kind of salvation. So whether, people are preaching about the ultimate goal after death is to be born in a heaven world, okay, that's one type of their, their belief system. And the Buddha was, in yoga, they both talk about moksha, liberation from the rounds of birth and death that aren't really talked about too much in some other religions. But nevertheless, in terms of the Buddha and Jesus Christ, there are some similarities in their life also. When they were born, there was also 3 wise men came to look at the baby Jesus, and in the Buddha's case, 3 sages came to observe the Siddhartha Gautama, the new baby that was born, and gave their prophecy about him becoming an enlightened person or a world-turning monarch. So there was some kind of similarities in that respect concerning their birth. And then now in Indian history, even in the Western sort of history of Christianity, it is said that the life of Jesus up until he was 12 years old, or between the ages of 12 and about 30 or so, there's no recorded idea about where Jesus Christ was. And only then when all of a sudden he appeared as, this sort of saint and started preaching, his Dhamma. But in Indian history, it is believed that Jesus, during that time that he was not accounted for in the Middle East, that he had actually gone to India. Because at that time, the trade routes between India and Greece in the Middle East was quite, popular. I mean, there's a lot of, invaders and traders and a lot of things going on between the Middle East and on the Silk Route and things like that. So it's believed that actually Jesus had gone to and studied with Brahmins and or Buddhists in India, and then came back to preach his Dhamma, in that area of, Palestine or Israel. And there have even been some books written about it. But anyway, I wanted to just go over a few of the sayings, the similar sayings, because there's a lot of similarities between some of the sayings of the Buddha and some of the sayings of Jesus Christ that show that he had influence from the teaching that he learned when he was living in India, from either the Hindus or the Buddhists. And one of those is let me get my glasses on to read this. That Jesus had said, "I and the Father are one." Now, the way that I would interpret it, that the Buddha was, his statement that's similar to that is that he said, "One who sees the Buddha sees the Dhamma, and one who sees the Dhamma sees the Buddha." So in that statement, the Buddha is kind of referring to the fact that, he had become one with the Dhamma. That means the Dhamma of the unborn state, of the unconditioned state, the ultimate reality, however you might want to call it, or the Nibbana. And so he said, one who sees the Buddha sees the Dhamma. And so that means the Buddha's mind was fully, at one with the Dhamma, that the state of non-duality and the state of having been liberated from the ego and the conditioned reality. So I think that's the meaning that I would see when Jesus is saying, "I and the Father are one." He's referring to the Father as the state of, enlightenment or the ultimate truth. Now that can be debated, of course. But anyway, we're not saying that Jesus had the same kind of enlightenment that the Buddha had, because there's many kind of realizations that he could have had, in India, especially in terms of if he was studying with the Brahmins, in which the idea of the Mahabrahma or these other aspects of, their ultimate reality. But anyway, so that's just one. And then another statement was that before Abraham was supposed to have been the first human being. Before Abraham was, I am. And I would say that that's also in the Buddhist statement that there is this unborn, unconditioned reality. And when a person attains enlightenment, their mind becomes, reaches that state of unconditioned reality, especially after the last birth, or after the last death, when the Buddha died, or when an Arahant dies. Their mind is totally released into the, the unconditioned state. So that's one way that we could see that those statements of, and the kingdom of heaven is within you. So now, even within the Buddhist teaching, this could refer to the kingdom of heaven. It could be the jhanas or the deva lokas. So, in the Buddhist teaching, the deva lokas, these are heaven worlds. So there are heavens even within the Buddhist cosmology. And there are even Rupa Brahma lokas as well. So perhaps Jesus could have been referring to that kind of kingdom of heaven is within you, because those states are within us. So if we develop jhana and master jhana, we can enter into some of these kind of heaven states or formless jhanas. So, there's different ways it can be interpreted. But anyway, that Jesus referring to that there's something beyond this mortal frame, the idea about what lies beyond death. And another saying was, the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Jesus was saying, the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Now, the way the statement by the Buddha is, after the Buddha's enlightenment, he said, open the door is the deathless. So it has the same kind of meaning, that he's revealed the deathless state. It's at hand for those who want to, practice according to his Dhamma teachings. They can reach that kingdom of heaven, whether it's attaining jhana or it's attaining nibbana. Now, I personally would, the idea of heaven, we don't know what they mean, of course, but nibbana is not a heaven, but Jesus, when using that term, probably it refers to one of those heaven realms. Anyway, so I'm not going to go too much more in that, because I'm not really, a scholar of, the teachings of Jesus. But anyway, there's lots of, similarities. And of course, the Jesus was considered to be the Prince of Peace, and, taught about the, in the teachings of the Mount, on the Sermon of the Mount, and he talks about, anger and greed and overcoming those which are barriers to reaching the truth. And there's a saying that it's harder for a rich person to, or it's harder for somebody for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than a rich person to reach to heaven. Now, the meaning of that would be, if a person has a lot of greed and attachment, for wealth and all the, things that sensual desires that wealth can bring and other defilements, then, that's going to prevent them from attaining stages of, enlightenment or even gaining jhanas for that matter. So anyway, I just wanted to mention a few of those things. And maybe now I want to open it up and see if any of you might have any sort of comment on any of that, or there's something else that you might have read or gleaned in terms of those similarities of Jesus and the Buddha. So if anybody wants to, and ask a question, you can. Otherwise, I want to go on and cover something else before we, stop. Okay, so there's this one question from the chat. Will some of your year-end teachings be available online? Well, I was going to mention that. So maybe I'll mention it now, because in case I might forget it at the end. Yes, during the retreat, probably as we have done before, the 2 o'clock Dhamma talk, I'll try to broadcast over the Zoom. And on then New Year's Eve also, because this retreat we're going to be having goes until January 1st. So on New Year's Eve, we're going to, from about 8 o'clock until midnight, I'll probably be having our activities over the Zoom. So I may be giving a Dhamma talk, and then we're doing a Buddha puja and some meditation and walking meditation. We might be doing some yoga. So for those 4 hours, we're going to be doing a number of different things, culminating with meditating, up, just past midnight, and listening to some special chanting and so on. So the 2 o'clock Dhamma talks from starting on Friday until the January 31st, in place of the Dhamma talk on January 31st at 2 o'clock. I may give the Dhamma talk that evening, but anyway, it may change. And then the closing talk would be at about 10 o'clock on January 1st. So those things, I don't know if I'll have time to send that note out on the next, hopefully I will send out a reminder of that next Monday or Tuesday about those. But for now, yeah, there's, because actually the retreat starts the day after tomorrow. So anyway, for those of you who are listening, at 2 o'clock on the same Zoom link, the Dhamma talk, if you want to tune into the Dhamma talk. Okay? Okay, now to start this evening's meditation, how many of you out there listening were able to read that Buddhist carol that I sent out in an email just today? I don't see any of your little thumbnail photos up here, so I can't really see if anybody is raising their hand or not. Anyway, I wanted to just go over this Buddhamus Carol, something I call the Buddhamus Carol. It's a Dhamma song, or the Ode to the Vipassana Yogi. And these words sort of came to me on a Christmas Eve when I was at the Bhavana Society back in about 2005 or so. I can't remember exact year. But I was sitting in my kuti and there was a snowstorm late at night, and it was Christmas Eve. And when I was young, the Christmas Carol of Silent Night was one of my favorite ones, or that tune is a very familiar thing for people born in this country, or Christians. Silent Night. And then I was just sitting there, and these words came to me. The verses of this song came to me while I was sitting there in that kind of in the tone or the rhythm of the song Silent Night. So I thought that to start this evening's meditation, I would go over that and read that, because actually all these verses are basically the whole process of meditation, from the very beginning of learning how to sit down on the floor, keep your back straight, and then sending out metta, and then practicing the anapanasati, the concentration on the breathing and hopefully gaining the jhana, and then going into developing vipassana, the vipassana awareness, overcoming the 5 hindrances, and then developing contemplating the 5 aggregates, the 6 senses, and then finally the 4 noble truths. So it's really the whole process of meditation, you could say, from A to Z, at least from the standpoint of the Theravada tradition and from the Satipatthana Sutta. It really follows almost every step of the Satipatthana Sutta that we've been, going over. So anyway, I'm going to just go over that then, but I want to, see if anybody has any, other questions, Dhamma questions that they might want to ask first. Might take you time to formulate any question. Or if not, we can just go ahead and do our session of yoga, and then have a longer meditation this evening. Okay? So we'll take a few minutes and get ready for the yoga session. So we'll meet back in a couple minutes.
I stay here, will I be out of the picture?
Yeah, you're just a
I
dark.
need to move.
You're just a dark shape.
I need to move?
No, you're not really visible
Oh,
per se.
sorry, we need to be in the picture? No.
Keep the spots, nobody behind him.
I'm really behind.
You're good.
I'm good, no, behind, okay,
It's fine. You guys are the shadows.
so it's fine. But okay, it's fine.
It's still, it's not muted, so you're live right now. Looks fine. Okay, friends, so just try to stand straight. Relax your shoulders and arms at the sides. Gently close your eyes. Feel your feet pressing the floor. Feel your arms and hands hanging at the side. Feel the clothing touching the skin on different places. Feel your head balanced on top. Feel your eyes resting in the eye socket. Relax your face muscles. From that point on the eyes, try to feel the vague or general outline of the standing body. Sense of the head on top, arms at the side, clothing touching the skin, feet pressing the floor. All of those different body places give the outline of a standing body. And then begin some deep, slow breathing. It'll take 2 or 3 seconds to expand your abdomen, rib cage, and upper chest. Hold the air in the lungs for 2 seconds, then slowly breathe out. And feel the last bit of air go out of the lungs. And the next in-breath. Take several more breaths like that, developing this mindfulness of breathing in, letting go of the past and future. Breathing out, standing here and now. Breathing in, letting go of the past and future. Breathing out, standing here and now. Breathing in, feeling the whole body. Breathing out, feeling the whole body. Now we're going to combine this breathing with these simple stretching movements. We repeat each one 3 times, doing the movement while breathing in, holding that position for 2 seconds, returning to the starting point on the out breath, and repeating each exercise 3 times, whole time, just keep your attention focused in the body, feeling the sensations generated by the stretching and breathing. Just letting go of your thoughts. Just let your thoughts come and go in the back of the mind while keeping the feeling sensations of the body in the front of the awareness. So on the next in-breath, raise the hands over the head, interlock the fingers, turn the palms up, straighten your arms, stretch the head back, stretch up. On the out-breath, release your hands back to the sides. Again, in-breath. Stretch upwards, bend back a little bit. Feel the sensations, the arch in the spine. Release the fingers, out breath. Once more in. Stretch up, bend back a little more. Out breath. Just keep feeling the body, just close the eyes, keep feeling the body, increase sensations, especially in your hands and fingers, increased pulsations, tingling sensations. Feel the clothing touching the skin of your stomach, chest, arms. Feel the head on top, the eyes in the socket. Just remember the present moment of standing, standing, just letting go of your thoughts. Now with the next in-breath, lift up on the balls of the feet while raising the arms over the head in this way, facing the hands toward each other about 5 inches apart, and stretch up. And come back down on the out-breath, hands to the side, heels to the floor. Use the in-breath to help lift up the body. Stretch. Out. In. Stretch. Out breath. Let's close the eyes, keep feeling the body. Head on top, arms at the sides. Clothing touching the skin, feet pressing the floor. Feel any other sensations, any aches or pains, increased heartbeat. Just remember standing, standing. And feel the outline of the standing body in the mind's eye. Feel the subtler vibration. letting go of your thoughts. And next we'll do side bending, using both arms. So on the in-breath, raise both arms up and keep your fingers and arms straight, close to your head. On the out-breath, bend over your right side as far as you comfortably can. Keep the arms parallel to each other like railroad track. In-breath, lift up. And the left side, out-breath. In. Keep alternating sides with the breathing. Once more to each side. Lower both arms. Out breath. Just close the eyes. Keep feeling the body. Don't let the mind wander. Other thoughts. Just remember standing, standing, standing. Just feeling the increased sensation. Feel the breathing, the heart beating. Next we'll do the knee bending or the squatting. On the in-breath, lift up on the balls of the feet again while raising the arms up front for balance. On the out-breath, bend the knees, lower down, balancing on the balls of the feet. And come down into the squatting position. Take a deep breath, feel the muscles in the legs, pushing the body up on the toes. The out-breath. In, out, in, out breath, lower the arms, relax. Feel the increased heartbeat, other sensations. Remember standing, standing. Okay, now spread your legs apart about 3 feet. Holding the arms out to the sides, we'll do twisting from right to left. We'll breathe in. On the out breath, twist to the right. Keep your eyes focused on the hand going back. Turn a little bit. In breath, come back to the front. Let the feet turn with the body, then twist to the other side, the out breath. In breath, front. Just keep alternating sides like that. Breathing. Once more to each side. Over the arms. Close the eyes, feel each foot pressing the floor. Feel the sensation of the legs spread apart, clothing touching the skin of the legs, the fingers touching the legs. Feel the clothing touching the skin. Feel the head balanced on top. Feel the skin stretched over the front of the skull, to the eyes and the socket. Present moment, body-centered awareness. Now place the hands together at the chest. In the in-breath, the hands over the head. On the out-breath, lower the hands to the chest and bend your knees and lower down. Keep the back upright, feel the stretch in your knees and hips. On the in-breath, lift back up, hands over the head. Second time, try to come down a little more. Third time. The out-breath. Keep the legs spread apart. Wider the better. and backward bending. Be careful with the back bends. You have a stiff back, bend back too far the first time. Let your hands touch the front of your legs. Breathe in. On the out breath, bend forward. Let the hands slide down to your kneecaps. Keep your head lifted up. Looking out straight ahead. Try to flatten the spine. Making it like a tabletop. Legs straight. Feel the stretch in the leg muscles. In breath, lift up. Move the hands around under the buttocks for support. Let your head go back. On the out breath, gently bend back. Keep your eyes open. Look at the ceiling. In breath, lift up. Second time, let the hands come down below the knees. Still keep the head lifted up. Feel the extra stretch in the back of the legs. In breath. In the back bend, just be careful. In. And the third time, let the hands come down as far as you can towards the ankles or feet. And hold on there for a longer time. Keep the legs straight. Let the little bones in the lower spine stretch out. Feel all those sensations. Lift up. One more time, the back bends, be careful. In breath, lift up. On the out breath, relax your arms. Keep the eyes closed, feel the body. Each foot pressing the floor, hands touching the legs, clothing touching the skin, head balanced on top. Just feel that increased aliveness in the body. Now bring your legs, feet back closer together. We're going to do just two last simple exercises for the head and neck. If you have a stiff neck, just be careful. The neck is the superhighway that connects the head to the lower body, so it needs to be in good working order, flexible, so everything works well. Prana life force can flow. Electrical signals from the senses up to the brain. We'll do head turning from right to left. Keep the chin level with the floor. On the in-breath, turn your head to the right. Look over your right shoulder. Feel the twist in the neck. On the out breath, turn all the way back to the left, to look over the left shoulder. Feel sensations in the neck. In breath back to the right. Out to left. In right. Out left. On the next in-breath, let the head stop in the middle. Just relax, keep feeling the body. Keep the eyes closed or feel that outline of the standing body. Just remember standing, standing, standing. We're going to do one more head and neck exercise. On the next in-breath, lift the chin up. Start looking towards the ceiling, and then on the out-breath, stretch the head further back to look up at the ceiling over your head. Lift the head up on the in-breath. Kind of jut the chin out a little, and then press the chin to the top of the chest on the out-breath. Try to press the little notch at the top of the chest. Stretch the neck vertebrae. In the in-breath, lift the chin up. Out-breath, stretch the head back. In-breath, lift the head. Out-breath, press the top of the chest. Feel a stretch in the neck vertebrae. Once more, in-breath. Out-breath. In. Out, press the chest. On the in-breath, lift the chin up level. Keep the eyes closed, standing straight. Oh, that outline of the standing body in the mind's eye. And feel that organic aliveness of the whole body. Billions of cells vibrating, producing, interacting, producing all these sensations. And feel as though you're standing on a vibrating machine, feeling those vibrations from the soles of the feet up to the top of the head, all points in between. Present moment, body-centered awareness. First stage of any deeper meditation. Being grounded, centered in the breathing body. Remember standing, stand, stand. Okay, so now let's come back to our seats and get ready for the sitting meditation.
You need to plug in your battery. It says you need to plug in your battery.
Oh, this is not on? It's my fault.
Okay, so it's charging now.
Let us get comfortable in a sitting posture. So as I mentioned earlier, I'm going to be starting this meditation period by reciting this the Buddhamas Carol, or the Ode to the Vipassana Yogi. Just try to listen to each of those lines, stanzas, and try to get your mind into that mode of awareness, relaxing the body and mind,
into the present moment with the breathing body. So just begin taking some deep, slow breaths. Just developing this mindfulness, breathing in, letting go of the past and future. Breathing out, sitting here and now. Breathing in, letting go of the past and future. Breathing out, sitting here and now. Breathing in, feeling the whole body. Breathing out, feeling the whole body. Silent night, peaceful night, all is calm, stars are bright. Round the hall, yogis sitting still, keeping their back straight, exerting will. Enduring pain without any ill will, pervading metta all throughout space, wishing goodwill to the whole human race. Silent mind, peaceful mind, thoughts are few, pain is slight, focusing mind at the tip of the nose, knowing each breath as it comes and it goes. Perceiving the light that steadily glows, feeling the rapture from head to the toes. Silent mind, tranquil mind, thoughts are still, body feels light. All the five hindrances have died down. The ego no longer is spinning around. Mind is one pointed, not moving a bit, enjoying at long last the jhanic bliss. Sitting in joyful peace, sitting in blissful peace. Silent mind, focused mind, awareness is strong, mind is bright. The spiritual faculties are prepared. Vipassana insight has Mara scared. Scanning the body from head to the toes. Anicca, anicca, each moment goes. Anicca, anicca, impermanence flows. The five aggregates appear empty as foam. The truth of no self is easily known. Sitting with insightful joy. Sitting with insightful joy. Silent mind, equanimous mind, awareness is clear, wisdom shines. The sixth sense impingements arise and pass. No desire, no clinging, no ego to grasp, no holding to present, future, or past. Mara has vanished, he took his last gasp. This body-mind house is empty at last. Sitting and walking the whole night through, greeting the dawn completely anew. Silent mind, wisdom mind. Now is the time, conditions are prime. The enlightenment factors are developed well. The Four Noble Truths become clear as a bell. The eye of Dhamma is open wide. The three lower fetters are broken in stride. Tonight the yogi enters the stream. Tomorrow Nibbana no longer a dream. Staying grounded, centered in the breathing body. Opening up to the flow of impermanence. The in breathing and out breathing, coming and going. Other sensations in the body coming and going. The thoughts coming and going in the back of the mind. Five aggregates in their nature of constant change. From time to time, take a few more deep, slow breaths to help stay awake, centered in the body. Breathing in, sitting. Breathing out, sitting. Just turning up the power of the mental microscope. Notice more and subtler sensations arising and vanishing, sensations or sounds or thoughts. Opening up to the flow of impermanence. If you have a good concentration, try to feel this breathing body and mind like being an empty house with nobody at home. But there's the sensitive microphone of awareness that knows but doesn't know. Just let that last little sense of I or me there in the back of your mind fade away into the expanded space of awareness. It's like an ice cube melting in a bowl of water. Ego consciousness dissolve into the expanded, unbounded awareness. Okay, now friends, let's spend the last minutes of this meditation by sending out thought vibrations of metta, of friendliness, kindness, best wishes towards all living beings. We'll come back and do some deep, slow breathing.
After breathing in, hold the air in your lungs for several seconds to kind of feel or imagine that life force, oxygenated blood going through all the cells of the body, mind, nervous system, charging them up with pure life force, pure love, pure energy. On the out breath, imagine sending that energy vibrations outward to all living beings by cultivating this train of thought. May all living beings, wherever they might be well, happy and peaceful, free from greed, hatred, fear, and ignorance. May all beings have the be free from the self-created pains and sufferings of body and mind due to such unskillful thought, speech, and action. May all beings be able to have the patience, the strength, the mindfulness, and wisdom to meet and overcome all difficulties in life. With each out breath, just imagine these thought vibrations radiating further and further outward in all directions, over the hills and the valleys, the mountains, through the cities, across the whole country, and across the oceans, to all the continents, beyond, even throughout space. May all beings be well, peaceful and happy, free from greed, hatred, fear, and ignorance, free from self-created pains and sufferings of body and mind. May all beings have the opportunity to hear the teachings of the Dhamma, to learn and practice meditation, to help free the minds from confusion and suffering. May all beings be well, peaceful, and wise. May all beings be well, peaceful, and wise. Just like a mantra reverberating throughout space. Well, peaceful, and wise. Now I invite you to join in chanting the word sadhu 3 times slowly. Do that chanting on a long out breath to feel those vibrations in the body and mind. If you want to place the hands together at the chest, you can. Take a deep breath. Breathe. Breathe. Sadhu. Now mindfully place your hands at the edge of your knees. And take one more deep breath. As you breathe in, stretch your head back. Lift the head up, and on an out breath, press the chin to the little notch at the top of the chest to stretch the neck vertebrae. Lift the chin up level on an in-breath. Relax on the out breath, put a smile on your face. Okay, friends. I hope you're able to have a
Thank you, Bhante.
good meditation period. And during the rest of these holidays, up into New Year's, we mentioned at the beginning of this session that I'll be offering the Dhamma talks during the retreat at 2 o'clock. The Dhamma talk on the same web link, this Zoom link, and also on New Year's Eve. I'm going to try to broadcast a session from 8 o'clock until midnight, which will include, some Dhamma talk, some chanting, meditation, listening to some special mantras. Try to stay up until midnight, at least, to welcome in the new year of 2025. All right?
Thank you, Bhante, so much.
Thank you, Bhante.
Wise.
Happy holidays.
Daya.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.